In IndieWire's tips for reading the tea leaves on election night, it comes down to Fox News, NBC, and MSNBC. This could be an election night like no other. Since television coverage began, several elections took until the next morning to declare a winner: 1960, 1968, 1976, and, technically, a winner was never declared by the networks in 2000. Some, 1964, 1972, 1980, 1984, were landslides, with a winner known early when polls closed in all states. And, of course, there was 2016. Experts had warned that Donald Trump's defeat was not a done deal with a tightening race in its final days. As hard as it might be to top the drama of that night, this year, despite a consensus on Joe Biden being ahead, the real-time story evolution could be filled with even more twists and turns, and the potential for confusion and misdirection is massive. So how best to follow the results? Here are some hints I've learned from being a political junkie. My first viewing was as a 7-year-old in 1960, including the next morning hearing an exhausted David Brinkley declare that JFK had won. I've eagerly followed, though often been disappointed, in results every 4 years since, once in the state headquarters of a losing campaign for whom I worked. Every 4 years the event is a guilty pleasure, and for me a must-see adrenaline rush. For less obsessed types who simply want to figure out what is happening, here are some suggestions. Keep an eye on Fox News. If you never would think of tuning into Fox News, this might be a time to do so. Election coverage is the one time I check them out. Why? They usually play it straight. They are known for having an excellent projection desk. That's the people who declare winners based on available data. And Fox is aggressive about being first, and are almost always right. They have a top-end production, with their normal evening news lineup not front and center. Who knows what incredible ulterior pressure they may be under this year, so no guarantees about the lack of bias. While Fox News President Jay Wallace told the New York Times that he would hesitate to put Trump on the air if he called in during election night, their viewers are strongly pro-Trump. There could be an even greater fear of alienating them from the corporate suites, a decision that could have ramifications if, after he loses, Trump decides to set up a competitor network. There could be real tension there. The reason for checking them out will be how they convey the results. The care in which they emphasize the post-election day counting of mail-in ballots is critical. As Trump is intimating in his recent campaign appearances that voting done day of, which should lean more in his favor, is somehow, preposterously, more valid than ballots counted within the legally authorized window, it is critical for Fox to do their duty to communicate the truth of the situation.